I'm here with Brian. I'm here with Brian Gardner, like ho ho ho, like in the garden.
I'm a hoe.
He's not a hoe, absolutely not. Brian,
Although it is Hollywood, so.
for the people that are not familiar with you, and there are not many, but for those who are not, can you tell the people what you do and what you've worked on?
These days, I mostly do stereography, so I do the 3D parts of the 3D movies. Most recently, Life of Pi, which of course we won an Oscar for cinematography.
Incredible work.
Got to do the 3D part of the cinematography, and you just work with the storyboard artist and all that. So you kind of design everything so that it tells a story and it just doesn't just poke people in the eye. Before that, Coraline, which is the first 3D stop motion puppet film, the feature film. Before that, I was at Disney before we had all the 3D movie theaters, and I was the guy who stayed after hours and decided I love 3D movies. So I took pieces of Chicken Little and Meet the Robinsons and did them in 3D and shopped them around to the executives, and then they funded the 3D movie theaters, and we did Chicken Little, Meet the Robinsons, Bolt, that sort of thing in 3D. And before that, a whole bunch of films and animation and visual effects, X-Men and the Matrix sequels and Babe, which won another Oscar for visual effects.
Brian, to say that you're no joke is kind of an understatement. You're a titan in your industry. You really are. What did you think about Cosplay Dreams 3D?
I came in towards the end of it, which really sucked because I wanted to see the whole thing, and it looked really cool. And not only that, but I love the fact that everybody was in the costumes in the audience. That was awesome. I wish they would do that for my films, but
I would love to come dressed as a tiger or as Coraline.
Or the Iron Giant. You would lead really big stilts and walk in, but it would be really cool.
I would do that every day, sir. What is your current obsession in film, in nerd culture, in anything really? What are you currently obsessed with, or what are you currently fascinated with?
As a kid, I didn't have comic books or any of that stuff, and right now the anime shows, I'm really getting into anime and manga and all that, and it's just, I would love to do those in 3D. I think they'd be a really cool future because they're very much adult oriented. They're not like here where they're meant for children.
Oh, absolutely.
And adults are really into 3D. So to be able to do anime in 3D, that would be awesome. Yeah.
Why do you think, because 3D has been around a long time, why do you think that the industry has come to embrace it again? Not only embrace it, but I feel like a big budget movie just will always be in 3D. Why do you think there's been this resurgence of 3D?
Oh, that's a trick question. The real reason, or the reason I wish it were?
Whatever you want to tell me.
The real reason is piracy. The piracy was doing so much. Movies were losing a lot of money. People were staying home watching television, often pirated movies. So they wanted to get digital projectors in and a digital route, but the digital projectors weren't up to snuff at the time. So they thought, oh, hey, wait, 3D movies, if we only release them digitally, people will have to get the digital projectors, and then we can put in the anti-piracy stuff. So 3D was actually kind of a Trojan horse for, yeah, that's the inside story of it.
Okay.
Yeah, but the filmmakers are a different story from the studios. Like Ang Lee, when he wanted to do Life of Pi, it was originally he was you can't really make this into a movie. It's a great book, but a movie. And then the more he thought about it being a 3D movie he could see, and he was really into 3D as a storytelling tool rather than, as a poke in the eye, as pretty much it was in the 80s. And then in the 50s, it was also really, really good.
Yeah.
Alfred Hitchcock made Dial M for Murder
in 3D, really?
Yeah. Vincent Price in House of Wax. Edward G. Robinson, Rock Hudson, pretty much all the big stars did 3D movies because they thought all movies would be 3D from then on. They never expected that widescreen, CinemaScope and stuff like that would come out and displace it. But at the time, having to shoot 2 film cameras, process all the film, distribute film. It was very expensive, so the studios didn't want to do it. Now everything's digital. It's so cheap to shoot 3D. Not only that,
Really?
I can have 3D monitors on the set and have the director see what the 3D is going to look like in the theater, basically, right there.
While you're during filming.
Yeah.
That's
so
incredible.
It's not just me making decisions anymore. Now I can make suggestions to the director. I can give him like 6 different ways to shoot the shot, and then he can actually see what it's going to look like. And we can pre-visit in 3D. So I can go over and, the shots with the tiger and pie, of course, can't really happen, or the tiger would eat pie and be a very bad short film.
It'd be a short film.
Yeah. In fact, that's when Aang first called me. It was kind of cool because I didn't actually apply for the job. They called me, which I was sitting in my living room. Wait, you mean the real Ang Lee? You're not putting me on, right?
Not the fake Ang Lee.
This isn't like a con job. It's not somebody pulling a prank, right? No. He would like you to come in and do an interview. I guess he had heard about my work on Coraline and how I had used it for storytelling. So he was all about that. So he called me in and had me come in, and you got to really think about how to use 3D for storytelling. What can you do in 3D you can't do in 2D? Yeah. And it's a new frontier for them. Another really cool thing, is they used to do long shots in the past, and then MTV came along and everything's rapid cut, and all the movies have to be rapid cut. But 3D, people want to take a look around and see these really cool environments. And you can do a whole bunch of stuff in visual effects and do that in 3D fairly cheaply. It's almost as cheap as doing it in 2D. So at that point, it's kind of like, if they're going to look around, that means I can go back to taking my time and have some really intense, dramatic moments because of the 3D.
It's fascinating. What's the future for 3D? Can you tell us just a quick little bit about what the next generation of 3D is going to look like?
Well, I think the first thing is the glasses have to go.
Yeah.
That's number one. I should say go again, because in Moscow in 1941 there was a movie theater that had no glasses. You just went in, sat in the theaters, and watched the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, politics changed. It used to be the government supported the theaters, and when they had to make a profit, they realized that if they switched to using glasses, they could actually put in 4 times more seats and make a profit that way. Whereas, without the glasses, you had to sit in certain places in the theater, and then there were dead spots, so not as profitable. So we're actually kind of heading back to previous technology, just like currently, the 3D craze really had its foundations in the 50s.
The 50s.
Yeah, with Hitchcock and those guys. So we're finally getting back to, you think about it, right? Movies started off silent, right? So basically, one eye, no speech, no ears.
Yeah.
You just have one eye and only the gray cells, right? And then they slowly start, okay, you can use one of your ears now.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll let you use both of your ears. Okay, now we'll finally take off the other eye patch and give you a stereo. So it's the way we see things. So movies kind of have to be like that, and televisions have to be like that, and books should be like that. I actually was working at Apple when Apple was a computer company, and I was one of the 3 people who started the consumer products division, which now makes the iPads and the iPhones. And so that was our vision, is Apple has got to grow, and we should have electronic books instead of physical books. Now we have them, and it should be 3D books. So, and there's no reason we can't have them.
That would be an amazing thing.
It's very hard to actually write about 3D movies if you can't do 3D pictures. There's a lot of things, medical stuff, very difficult to understand if it's not in 3D. So.
Well, you do the world a service for what you do. You're right. Not technology and medical technology, even things that are saving people's lives. 3D images.
Service.
Well,
because it's stuff I love to do. And the great thing about life is, if you do what you love to do, people turn into that energy. They love it and they feed off of it, and then you start getting more jobs and you start making money because you did something that you love. And then other people start, suddenly the world changes around you just because you love doing something. And everybody should do that. If you love something, Do it, and the world will come to you, and you can change. One person can change the world, and that person can be you.
We've been talking a lot about dreams tonight, mostly cosplay dreams, but you are literally living the dream.
Yeah.
And thank you. You're an inspiration to me, and your words are an inspiration because it can be very hard. It's very easy to do something that you don't love when you need to pay the bills. But you are living proof that if you do what you love, then all the good stuff will follow and the money will follow. Before we go, what is your next project? And we talk about cosplay dreams, but what is your dream? Do you have a dream? Are you living it right now? And then what's the next project that you're going to be working on?
That's such a tough one. Yeah, I had the chance to direct a film a while ago, right when the economy crashed. Maybe direct a film, but I never wanted to direct before. I'm like the guy in Hollywood who doesn't want to direct. But when I had the chance, it was actually so much fun.
Yeah.
That might be one thing. I'm getting prompted from somebody off screen here to say that I should direct, but I don't need to really direct. Anything that you love doing. I worked on Hack and Jack and the Chainsaw Chick, which we just saw tonight. Because it was fun. I used to love watching those midnight movies.
I love horror movies.
They're kind of schlocky. They're fun. They make fun of themselves. And there was one of those films came up, and I went, I could work on an Oscar-winning film, or I could work on this. And I love this, so I'm going to work on this. And who knows? Maybe that'll get me my next job.
I hope this man directs one day because I would love to see what you put out. And do you have a project in the works? Do you have something coming up?
NDA,
okay.
Can't talk about
That's
that sort of stuff.
All right,
Sorry.
that's fine. You're kind of a big deal, so I understand.
Every time you let a secret out, somebody grabs it.
Oh, I know. It's everybody knows everything. Thank you so. It's an honor to talk that you talk to us, Brian. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Have fun.
Thank you. Living the dream right here. Live the dream. Keep dreaming.